You have questions about GTA 6. Everyone does. When does it actually release? How big is the map really? Can you play as both Jason and Lucia? Will it run on a base PlayStation 5? How much will it cost? Over the next hour, I'm going to answer the 30 biggest questions about GTA 6 clearly, honestly, and backed by real sources. No fluff, no filler, just straight answers to the things you actually want to know before launch. This is the GTA 6 FAQ you've been waiting for. Here's how this works. I've gathered the 30 most asked, most important questions about GTA 6 and organized them into a countdown across every major topic: the release, the map, the story, the characters, the gameplay, the online mode, the price, the technology, and the future. Each answer is built on the best available information, and I'll always tell you what's confirmed by Rockstar, what comes from credible leaks and reporting, and what's still educated speculation. Honesty about the sources is the whole point. Why does this matter? Because the internet is drowning in GTA 6 misinformation, fake leaks, clickbait, wishful thinking presented as fact. The demand for information about this game is so enormous that a whole ecosystem of nonsense has grown up around it. My goal today is to cut through all of that and give you the real picture, what we actually know, what we can reasonably expect, and what remains a genuine mystery. By the end, you'll be able to separate fact from hype for yourself. Let's set the one anchor everything hangs on. GTA 6 is scheduled to release on November 19, 2026, exclusively on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. That's the confirmed foundation, the date and the platforms Rockstar has officially committed to. Almost everything else we'll discuss builds outward from that single fixed point, so keep it in mind as we go. 13 years after GTA 5, the wait finally has an end date, and it's coming this November. A quick note on how to watch this. If you have a specific question burning a hole in your brain, the chapters are timestamped in the description, jump straight to it. But I genuinely recommend watching the whole thing, because the answers build on each other. Understanding the map helps you understand the story, understanding the story helps you understand the online mode. GTA 6 is an interconnected whole, and these 30 questions, taken together, paint the complete picture better than any single answer can. So let's get into it. We'll start where every conversation about this game begins, the questions about when you'll actually get to play it, and where. The release date, the platform situation, and the great PC controversy. These are the questions with the clearest answers, and they're the foundation for everything else. Question number 1, and the one everyone asks first, is the November 2026 date actually real, or should we brace for another delay? Let's answer that honestly. Question 1, is the November 19, 2026 release date actually real, or will it be delayed again? This is the question on everyone's mind, and the honest answer is, it's as real as a date can be at this stage, but GTA 6 has a history you should know about. The game was originally targeted for 2025, then moved to spring 2026, and then settled on November 19, 2026. Each delay was Rockstar buying more time to hit their quality bar. So the track record includes slippage, that's just the truth. That said, there are strong reasons to believe this date holds. It's been confirmed with specific, repeated commitment rather than a vague window, and it's tied to Take-Two's financial guidance to investors. A company doesn't casually attach billions in projected revenue to a date it expects to miss. The closer we get without new delay rumors, the more solid it becomes. My honest read, November 19th is very likely the real date, but given the history, I wouldn't be shocked by a short slip. Prepare for November, but don't be devastated if it moves a few weeks. Here's the practical advice. Don't book a vacation around it months in advance, but do start clearing your calendar as the date approaches and the reviews confirm it's locked. If Rockstar were going to delay again, the signal would likely come months ahead, not at the last minute. That's their pattern. So watch for official word in the run-up. As of everything we know right now, November 19, 2026 is the target, and it's looking solid. Plan accordingly, stay flexible, and trust that when Rockstar does ship it, it'll be ready. Question 2. What platforms is it on, and where is the PC version? This one has a clear answer and a frustrating one. GTA 6 launches exclusively on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X, the current generation consoles. That's it at launch. No PlayStation 4, no Xbox One, no last-gen support, because Rockstar is building this game to push current hardware to its absolute limits. If you want to play GTA 6 on day one, you need a current generation console. That part is confirmed and non-negotiable. Now the frustrating part, there is no PC version at launch, and Rockstar hasn't announced one. This is classic Rockstar strategy. They did the exact same thing with GTA 5, releasing on consoles first and bringing PC along later, sometimes more than a year later. PC players are understandably upset. Petitions have gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures, and they have a real point, since the modding and roleplay communities that keep GTA alive for years live primarily on PC. But the business logic is ruthless and consistent. Here's why Rockstar does it, and what to expect. Consoles are a fixed hardware target that's easier to optimize for, they're piracy-proof at launch, and the delayed double-dip release lets Rockstar sell the same game twice to overlapping audiences, keeping GTA 6 in the headlines for years. So if you're a PC player, the near-certain reality is, you'll get GTA 6, but you'll wait, likely a year or more after the console launch, probably announced as its own marketing event, possibly alongside an enhanced console re-release. It's coming. Just not first. Now let's talk about the world itself. Question 3. How big is the map, actually? This is one of the most asked questions, and while Rockstar hasn't given an official square mileage figure, we have solid estimates. GTA 6 is set in the state of Leonida. Rockstar's version of Florida, and fan mapping projects based on the trailers and leaks estimate the playable area at roughly twice the size of GTA 5's map. Some projections go higher once you factor in interiors. That would make it comfortably the largest GTA world ever built. But raw size is the wrong way to think about it, and here's why. The more important number isn't square miles, it's density and variety. GTA 6's map spans a neon metropolis in Vice City, the island chain of the Leonida Keys, the Grass River's swamplands, the fated town of Port Gellhorn, the sugar country of Ambrosia, and the forested highlands of Mount Calaga. That's a full spectrum of distinct environments, each with its own culture and gameplay. A map that's varied and dense feels far bigger than one that's merely large and empty. The real revolution is interiors. Leaks and trailer analysis suggest GTA 6 has far more enterable buildings than any previous Rockstar game: diners, shops, clubs, homes, gas stations. This is the hidden multiplier on map size. When a huge percentage of buildings can actually be entered, the effective playable space multiplies far beyond the surface square footage. So when you ask how big the map is, the honest answer is, bigger than any GTA before it on the surface, and potentially several times bigger than that once you count everything you can walk into. Question 4. Is it really bigger than GTA 5, and what are all the regions? Yes, by every available estimate, GTA 6's Leonida is significantly larger than GTA 5's San Andreas, and more importantly, it's the first GTA since San Andreas in 2004 to give us a whole state rather than essentially one city and its surroundings. Let me walk you through the confirmed regions, because this is where the scale becomes real. Each one is a distinct world. Vice City is the crown jewel, Rockstar's modern Miami, all neon, Art Deco, and beaches. South of it lie the Leonida Keys, a chain of coral islands connected by an overseas highway. Inland sprawls the Grass Rivers, Rockstar's Everglades, full of swamp and alligators. Up the coast sits Port Gellhorn, a fated Gulf Coast party town. Deeper inland is Ambrosia, sugar farming country with burning cane fields. And in the far north rises Mount Calaga, actual forest and highlands. 6 regions, 6 completely different flavors of gameplay. Here's what makes this genuinely exciting compared to past games. GTA 5 gave us Los Santos and some hills and desert around it, impressive for its time, but essentially one city with filler. GTA 6's Leonida promises truly distinct regions, each with its own economy, wildlife, weather feel, and criminal ecosystem. Driving from the neon strip of Vice City to a lawless swamp airboat chase to a pine forest mountain trail all in one seamless world is the kind of variety no GTA has ever offered. It's not just bigger. It's broader. Now let's meet the people you'll live it through. Question 5. Who are Jason and Lucia? These are your two protagonists, and they're the heart of everything. Lucia Caminos is the first playable female lead in the modern GTA era, a fighter from Liberty City who did time in a Leonida prison for protecting her family, and who walks out at the start of the game with an ankle monitor and a fierce determination to never be powerless again. She's the ambitious one, the planner, the driving force. Rockstar's official bio calls her the beating heart of the game, and everything we've seen backs that up. Jason Duval is the other half. He's an army washout who drifted to the Leonida Keys and fell into working for local smugglers, dreaming of an easy life the world refuses to give him. Where Lucia is fire and ambition, Jason is caution and dry humor, the steady hand, the getaway driver, the man who knows this will end badly and does it anyway because he's fallen for her. Together they're a modern Bonnie and Clyde, and their relationship is the emotional core of the entire game. Two damaged people who make each other braver and more reckless. What makes this pairing special is that it's the first time GTA has built a game around a couple rather than a lone anti-hero or a group of separate criminals. Jason and Lucia aren't two strangers sharing a plot, they're partners in love and crime, and the whole story is engineered around testing that bond. If you want the deep character breakdown, I've made a full hour on the cast. But the short answer to who they are, the most emotionally ambitious protagonists Rockstar has ever attempted, and the reason this story hits differently. Question 6. Can you play as both, and how does the character switching work? Yes, both Jason and Lucia are fully playable, and this is one of the most exciting design questions about the game. GTA 5 introduced switching between three separate protagonists living their own lives across the map. GTA 6 reportedly does something more intimate. Leaks and insiders describe a system where Jason and Lucia are frequently together in the same scene, and you switch between them within shared moments rather than teleporting across the city. Picture what that means in practice. One character drives while the other shoots out the window. One distracts a store clerk while the other empties the register. One takes an overwatch position while the other moves in. The switching becomes cooperation, chemistry translated into gameplay, a kind of single-player co-op where you control both halves of a partnership. If it works as described, it's a genuinely new take on the multi-protagonist idea, built specifically around the couple at the story's center. Now the honest caveat, Rockstar hasn't shown the switch mechanic in detail yet, that reveal is clearly being saved for the final marketing push. So exactly how seamless it is, how much freedom you have to swap, and how it works outside scripted missions remains to be seen. What's confirmed is that both are playable and central. The specifics of the mechanic are still one of the game's best-kept secrets. But the vision, a dual protagonist system built around a relationship rather than separate lives, is clear, and it's a big part of what makes GTA 6 feel new. Now the questions everyone whispers about the ending. Question 7. Is it really Bonnie and Clyde, and does one of them die? This is the question that haunts every GTA 6 discussion, so let's address it head-on. Rockstar is absolutely inviting the Bonnie and Clyde comparison. The imagery, the framing, the two outlaws in love against the world romance is all deliberate. And that comparison carries a heavy implication, because the real Bonnie and Clyde died young, together, in a hail of bullets. Every time Rockstar leans into that reference, they're planting the possibility of tragedy in your mind. So does someone die? The honest answer is, nobody knows, and Rockstar is guarding the ending fiercely. But here's what the evidence suggests. Rockstar has killed beloved protagonists before, Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, and GTA 5 literally lets you choose who dies in its finale. The marketing's relentless focus on trust, the line "it's you and me or nothing" reads like setup for that trust to be tested or shattered. Many fans believe the game builds toward a tragic or player-chosen ending involving one or both protagonists. My read, for what it's worth, I think the relationship gets tested to destruction, and I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them doesn't make it out whole. The game opens with Lucia in a prison interview, which some interpret as her narrating the story after the fact, implying she survives to tell it, and Jason might not. But this is all theory. The specifics, who lives, whether you choose, how it ends, are the single biggest mystery in gaming right now, and honestly, I don't want it spoiled. We find out in November. Question 8. Who is the villain? Rockstar has stayed completely silent on this, which is fascinating given how much detail they shared about the crew. That silence has bred rich speculation, and there are several credible theories. The most popular, and the most Rockstar, is that there's no single big bad. The villain is the system itself, the corrupt Leonida police, the parole system tracking Lucia, the surveillance economy, the whole state grinding our protagonists down. In a game about being watched, the antagonist might be the eye itself. The other theories run the classic routes. It could be a traditional crime boss, old Vice City money, a cartel head moving product through the keys, a corrupt developer or politician who owns the city and treats Jason and Lucia as disposable. Or, in the darkest reading, the villain could come from inside the crew, or even inside the relationship, a betrayal that turns the story's central bond into its central conflict. Rockstar loves the gut punch of a trusted ally turning, and the whole cast is full of people offering our couple leverage. Here's the pattern worth noticing across all these theories: whoever the villain is, they almost certainly exist to test the relationship between Jason and Lucia. That's how you know GTA 6 is a love story disguised as a crime story. The antagonist's real function is to threaten the bond, not just the lives. So the honest answer to who the villain is, unknown, deliberately hidden, and probably designed to be a pressure on the couple rather than a mustache-twirling kingpin. It's one of the reveals I'm most looking forward to. Now let's talk about how the story actually plays. Question 9. How does the story work, and how long is it? Let's start with length, because it's a practical question. Rockstar's campaigns have historically run 30+ hours for the main story, with vastly more if you do everything. Reporting suggests GTA 6's campaign is their biggest and most ambitious script ever, which points to a main story plausibly in the 40 to 60 hour range, and easily over 100 hours if you're a completionist. This is not a weekend game. It's a months-long experience, by design. As for how the story works structurally, here's what we understand. It follows Jason and Lucia's rise from small-time criminals, Jason running errands in the Keys, Lucia fresh out of prison, through escalating scores towards some catastrophic peak, all while their relationship is tested by ambition, betrayal, and a world that watches everything. The dual protagonist design means you experience the story from both sides of the partnership. Expect the emotional intimacy and pacing sophistication of Red Dead Redemption 2 apply to GTA's crime sandbox, a more character-driven, emotionally serious story than GTA 5's cynical comedy. The honest uncertainty is the exact shape. We don't know the specific act structure, the major twists, or how the ending resolves. Rockstar has kept the actual plot remarkably secret even after the massive 2022 leak. What we know is the setup and the tone. What we don't know is the journey. That gap is intentional, and it's part of what makes the anticipation so intense. The story is the best kept secret about this game, and I suspect it's being protected precisely because it's the emotional payoff Rockstar is most proud of. Question 10. Is there player choice, and are there multiple endings? This is a great question, and the answer is a likely yes, with nuance. Rockstar has been steadily moving toward more player agency in its narratives. GTA 5 famously ended with a choice about which characters live or die. Red Dead Redemption 2 had an honor system that colored the story and affected outcomes. Leaks in Rockstar's trajectory both suggest GTA 6 will feature branching mission outcomes and meaningful decisions at key moments. What that probably looks like is a mostly authored story that flexes at important junctures, not a fully open-ended sandbox with infinite endings, but a crafted tale with real decision points, possibly including a major choice about Jason and Lucia's fate at the climax. Given the Bonnie and Clyde framing and GTA 5's precedent of letting you choose who dies, a final choice about the couple's ending feels very plausible. That would make the ending intensely personal, your call, your consequence, after dozens of hours with these two. But let's be honest about what we don't know. Rockstar hasn't confirmed the specifics of any choice system, so how deep the branching goes, how many endings exist, and whether that final choice is real all remain speculation grounded in the studio's patterns. What's reasonably certain, expect more meaningful player agency than GTA 5 had, expect your decisions to matter more, and expect at least the possibility of a story-defining choice at the end. The days of a purely linear, choice-free GTA narrative are almost certainly over. Now let's shift from story to the moment-to-moment gameplay. Question 11. What's actually new in the gameplay and combat? A lot, based on the leaks and trailers. Start with movement. The leaked footage revealed crouching and prone stances for the first time in the series, plus more tactical, physical animation drawn from Jason's military background and Lucia's boxing history. Characters move with real weight now, transitioning naturally between actions rather than playing canned clips. This is a foundational upgrade that makes everything on foot feel more grounded and deliberate than any previous GTA. Combat itself looks like a major leap. Gunplay appears to have destructible cover, realistic damage, and smarter enemy behavior, with the trailers showing tactical shootouts, drive-bys, and police helicopter battles. A standout leak detail is dynamic dialogue during crimes. Point a gun at a clerk and you can talk, threaten, or shoot, with the world reacting differently to each choice. And melee, historically GTA's weakest area, looks genuinely improved, with Lucia's boxing background implying a real hand-to-hand system with grapples and takedowns. Combat should finally feel like a strength, not a compromise. The honest caveat is that combat is exactly the kind of system that shines in a trailer and reveals its limits over 40 hours, so reserve final judgment until reviews. But the direction is unmistakable. Rockstar is applying everything it learned from Red Dead Redemption 2's more physical, deliberate combat to GTA's faster sandbox. If it delivers, every gunfight and brawl should feel like a scene rather than a stat check. The ambition here is to make combat as immersive as the world around it, and the evidence suggests they're close. Question 12. What about driving in vehicles? Driving is the system you'll use most in a Vice City game, and Rockstar has reportedly rebuilt it. Expect handling that sits somewhere between GTA 5's arcade fun and Red Dead's weight, cars that feel planted in physical, with per panel damage that dents and crumples realistically, and possibly fuel as a mechanic. The trailers show everything from lowriders on hydraulics to muscle cars to supercars, each with a distinct feel. Driving should be more satisfying and more consequential than ever. The vehicle roster is the deepest in series history. Data miners have cataloged dozens of cars already, returning icons like the Banshee, Ruiner, and Comet, alongside dunked-out classics, exotics, and off-road trucks. And crucially, the culture splits by region. Vice City runs exotics and lowriders, Port Gellhorn runs muscle, Ambrosia and Calaga run trucks and dirt bikes. Your garage will reflect where you spend your time. Customization also appears to be a first-class system, with tuning, hydraulics, paint, and sound systems returning in force. And it's not just cars. Question 13. What is the robbery system everyone keeps talking about? This might be the single biggest gameplay revolution in GTA 6, and it came straight from the 2022 leak. The footage revealed a systemic robbery mechanic, not scripted missions, but the ability to case and rob small businesses across the map: gas stations, convenience stores, pawn shops, jewelry stores, diners. You walk in armed, manage hostages, grab the loot, and beat the police response clock. And crucially, it's repeatable and systemic, spread across the whole world. Why is this such a big deal? Because it transforms the criminal economy from a series of disconnected scripted missions into an actual career you build. In past GTA games, you were a criminal in cutscenes but a tourist between missions. The robbery system means you can be a criminal anytime, anywhere, spot a store, case it, take it down, and deal with the consequences. Each location reportedly has its own loot logic and police geometry, so robbing a swamp gas station plays completely differently from a downtown jewelry store. The honest note is that we've seen this mostly in old leaked footage, so exactly how deep and polished it is in the final game remains to be confirmed. But it lines up perfectly with the Bonnie and Clyde fantasy, two outlaws pulling stick-ups across a state, and it's one of the clearest examples of what people mean when they call GTA 6 a generational leap. The small crimes finally matter, and they connect into the bigger picture. It's the ground floor of a criminal career ladder, and it sounds fantastic. Question 14. Are there heists? Yes, and they're the top of that criminal ladder. Heists were GTA 5's most beloved content and the backbone of GTA Online, and everything points to GTA 6 expanding them significantly. The character Raul Bautista, a veteran bank robber recruiting talent for scores, basically exists to tell us the heist system is central. His whole introduction is a promise that the big, elaborate, multi-stage jobs are coming, and they're structured as a real progression. Here's how it appears to work as a career. You start with the small systemic robberies we just discussed, build reputation and capital, graduate to bigger targets like armored trucks and warehouses, and eventually reach the marquee heists, banks and corporate towers in downtown Vice City that require planning, a crew, and nerve. With two protagonists often in the same scene, heists can be built around genuine cooperation, Lucia working one angle while Jason works another. That's a heist design no previous GTA could attempt, and it sounds incredible. The exciting part is how the map feeds the variety. A bank job in Vice City with a getaway across the causeways. A yacht heist in the Keys escaping by speedboat. A cargo score in Port Gellhorn's industrial port. A swamp robbery where the getaway vehicle is an airboat and the witnesses are alligators. Every region offers a distinct flavor of score with distinct escapes and dangers. And heists will almost certainly anchor the online endgame too, just as they did in GTA Online. The honest verdict: heists are back, bigger and more integrated than ever. Now, when the police show up, how smart are they? Question 15. How smart are the police this time? Law enforcement reacts to everything you do, and the leaks suggest it's the most sophisticated police system Rockstar has ever built. The biggest structural change is jurisdiction. Leonida is a whole state, so expect region-aware law enforcement, city police in Vice City, county sheriffs in the swamps and rural areas, highway patrol on the interstates, and elite tactical units for serious crimes. Cross a county line mid-pursuit and the character of the chase could change entirely, as one agency hands off to another. That jurisdiction system turns geography into tactics. Where you commit a crime and which way you run suddenly matters enormously. Rob something in a rural county with a slow sheriff response, or in downtown Vice City where the response is immediate and layered. The trailers also showed cinematic police responses, helicopters with spotlights, tactical units, coordinated perimeters. If Rockstar delivers smarter coordination between units, helicopters tracking while ground units converge, police chases become genuine set pieces every time, not the mindless swarm of past games. The honest caveat is real here: police AI is one of the hardest things in games to get right, and it's exactly the kind of system that looks brilliant in a trailer and reveals it seems overlong play. Rockstar's past games had exploitable, sometimes frustrating cops. The promise is a smarter, more systemic force, but promises are marketing until we hold the controller. Still, the ambition and direction are clearly there. If it lives up to the design, cat and mouse with the law becomes one of GTA 6's defining pleasures. Question 16. What's the wanted system like, and does the surveillance stuff affect it? The wanted star system returns, but reportedly with far more nuance than the crude fill and empty meter of past games. Instead of a flat escalation, expect law enforcement that responds intelligently to what you've actually done, where you are, and how visible you've been. The days of shaking a 5-star wanted level by hiding behind a dumpster for 10 seconds may finally be over, replaced by something that actually tracks and hunts you based on real information. Here's the unique GTA 6 wrinkle: surveillance. This is a world full of cameras, traffic cams, security cameras, and NPCs filming everything on their phones, and the game's whole thematic focus suggests being seen matters. Get caught on camera during a crime and the heat might stick differently than if you slipped away unseen. This ties the wanted system directly into GTA 6's obsession with surveillance and fame, and it potentially reinvents stealth for the smartphone age. The question isn't just did you escape, it's were you recorded. And there's Lucia's personal wrinkle. She starts the game with an ankle monitor, electronically tracked by the state. That's potentially a special form of heat that follows her, specifically a parole system layered on top of the normal wanted mechanics. A protagonist the police are already watching, in a game about being watched, is a rich design idea. The honest summary: expect a smarter, more information-driven wanted system, deeply tied to the surveillance themes, with a personal tracking twist for Lucia. It's one of the more thematically clever systems in the game. Now let's talk about the device tying it all together, the phone. Question 17. Is there a phone and an in-game internet, and how deep does it go? Yes, and it's shaping up to be one of the most important systems in the whole game. In GTA 5 the phone was a handy menu. In GTA 6, leaks in the game's entire thematic focus suggest the phone becomes the central interface of the experience. The leaked footage showed a fully realized device, camera, messaging, apps, and a scrolling feed. Expected to handle navigation, banking, purchases, business management, mission coordination, and media, all from your character's hand. The camera specifically becomes a real tool, not just a selfie gimmick. You'll reportedly use it to case robbery targets, document, and of course film your own chaos to feed the social network. In a game where being seen is a mechanic tied to your wanted level and your fame, the camera in your pocket is genuinely a piece of gameplay. This is Rockstar unifying nearly every system through a single device, the way our real lives are increasingly mediated through the screens in our hands. It's thematically brilliant and mechanically ambitious. The honest note is that we're piecing this together from leaked footage and thematic signals, so the exact depth of the phone's features in the final game isn't fully confirmed. But every signal points the same way: the phone is central, deep, and woven into everything. If Rockstar delivers on it, the phone won't be a menu you tolerate, it'll be one of the defining systems of the game, the thing that makes GTA 6 feel like it's genuinely about right now. That's a bold and modern design bet. Question 18. What's the social media and fame system? This is the revolutionary part, and it flows directly from the phone. Rockstar has parroted the internet for years, but the leaks suggest GTA 6's version is functional, a living social network where NPCs post, react, argue, and go viral. The world watches itself through this feed, and you're part of the show. 'Cause spectacular chaos, and it can appear on the feed, filmed by a bystander, with a comments section arguing about you. It's a live feedback loop no game has closed before. Beyond spectacle, there are signals of a genuine fame mechanic where attention becomes a kind of currency. Multiple leaks point to reputation and follower-style systems where the more Leonida talks about you, the more opportunities open, better jobs, VIP access, prices that shift when the city knows your name. And it cuts both ways, because attention is also evidence for the police. In a world addicted to watching, going viral might be both the most rewarding and the most dangerous thing you can do. Fame as a systemic, double-edged mechanic. Here's why this matters so much. GTA 6's cultural moment is the age of the algorithm, influencers, streamers, clout chasing, everyone filming everything. The social system is how Rockstar captures and satirizes that, and it makes you a participant in the satire rather than just an observer. The honest verdict: the in-game internet and fame system are among the most ambitious and thematically sharp ideas in the game, though exactly how deep the mechanics run awaits the final release. If it works, it's the system that will define GTA 6 as the game about our moment. Now let's talk about how alive the world feels. Question 19. What about wildlife and weather? Are there really hurricanes? Let's take wildlife first. Rockstar confirmed the return of animals, with a roster built for Florida chaos, alligators headlining, plus sharks off the reefs, dolphins in the bay, panthers in the pines, boar, snakes, and birds. The trailers made the gator a mascot, including the now legendary shot of one strolling into a convenience store. And leaks suggest these aren't just scenery, predators actually hunt, meaning a careless swim in the grass rivers or a bailed boat escape near sharks becomes a genuine, calculated risk. Now the hurricane question, because everyone asks it. Data miners have found storm system references for years, and the Florida setting practically demands it. You can't parody the state without its annual apocalypse. The realistic expectation is dynamic weather with dramatic storms, and quite possibly scripted hurricane story events rather than fully random map-wide destruction. Even the buildup would be revolutionary: pressure dropping, surf rising, boarded windows spreading through the Keys, flooded streets. Whether it's systemic or staged, a hurricane in this engine would be the most talked about weather event in gaming history. The honest picture is that the exact implementation of hurricanes isn't confirmed. We have strong hints, not a rockstar guarantee. But dynamic weather is certain. The atmospheric tech in the trailers already outclasses everything on the market, and Florida storms are too obvious for Rockstar to ignore. So expect weather to be a genuine character in this game: afternoon thunderheads, humid haze, golden hour sunsets, and very likely major storms. Combined with the wildlife, the environment itself becomes something you have to respect and react to. Nature is a participant here, not a backdrop. Question 20. How alive is the world? Really, what about the NPCs? This is maybe the most important question about the whole game, because the world simulation is what makes everything else feel real. The trailers showed something jaw-dropping: beach scenes with what looked like hundreds of individual people on screen at once, each animated separately, each doing their own thing. That crowd density alone is a massive technical achievement, and it's just the visible surface of a much deeper simulation Rockstar has been building. Underneath, Rockstar's patents and job listings point to NPCs with genuine daily routines, schedules, homes, behaviors that persist whether or not you're watching. This is the ambient life dream, a world where people aren't just spawning around your camera but living on a schedule, the way Red Dead Redemption 2's towns felt alive, scaled up to a whole state. Combine that with the reactive layer: NPCs filming your crimes, crowds fleeing realistically, the world remembering your notoriety, and you get a place that feels like it was living before you arrived. The honest caveat is that ambient AI at this scale is extraordinarily hard, and the gap between a captured trailer and 40 hours of real play is where these systems are truly tested. Questions remain about how much of that crowd density and routine complexity survives into moment-to-moment gameplay on console hardware. But the ambition is clear, and Rockstar has the best track record in the industry at this kind of world building. If they deliver even most of it, Leonida becomes the most convincing simulated world ever made. Now let's tackle the online questions everyone has. Question 21. What is GTA 6 Online, and when does it launch? GTA Online was the most profitable accident in gaming history, a mode bolted onto GTA 5 that earned billions over a decade and funded Rockstar's patience. GTA 6's online mode will be no accident. Take-Two has confirmed online is central to the plan, and everything about Leonida's design, the multiple regions, the property systems, the economies, reads like it was built with a decade of multiplayer in mind from day one. Expect the most premeditated live service launch ever attempted. On timing, here's the honest reality based on Rockstar's pattern. History strongly suggests the story mode ships first, at launch, and the online mode follows weeks later. That's exactly what happened with GTA 5, and reporting indicates it repeats here. So don't expect online on day one. Expect it to arrive in the opening weeks after launch, and expect those first weeks to be beautiful chaos, server queues, early exploits, and the growing pains of the biggest multiplayer launch ever. If you want to witness that history, plan for a little patience. As for what it'll be, imagine every system we've discussed: the heists, the robberies, the customization, the fame network, with millions of other players in Leonida. Each region becomes an online playground: Vice City the social hub, the Keys the smuggling league, the Swamps outlaw country. And the wild card is the creator economy. Rockstar bought the team behind 5M, the legendary roleplay mod, signaling official roleplay support and creator tools. If they deliver, GTA 6 Online becomes not just a game but a platform. The honest note: the vision is huge, but specifics are still emerging. Question 22. Will the old GTA Online die when GTA 6 launches? This is a real concern for the millions still playing GTA 5's online, with years of progress and virtual property invested. The honest answer, based on history, is Probably, eventually, yes. Rockstar has stayed diplomatically vague, promising continued support while obviously shifting its focus and resources to the new game. But the writing is on the wall, a company doesn't split its live service energy forever. History offers a clear warning here. When GTA 5 launched in 2013, the online mode of GTA 4 withered into a ghost town within months as everyone migrated to the new hotness. The same pattern is the most likely outcome for GTA Online: continued but declining support, fewer updates, a shrinking population, as Rockstar funnels everyone toward GTA 6 Online and its fresh revenue. Your Los Santos empire won't be deleted overnight, but its golden age will end when Vice City opens. So here's the practical takeaway if you're a current GTA Online player. Enjoy what you've built, but understand the sunset is coming. Rockstar will want every one of those hundreds of millions of players starting fresh in Leonida, while it's ready, and they'll design the transition to encourage exactly that. Whether they offer any legacy rewards or bonuses for veteran players is unknown, but don't count on carrying your progress over. New games mean new economies. The honest bottom line: GTA Online had a legendary 12-year run, and GTA 6 is its successor, not its companion. Now let's talk money, the price question. Question 23, how much will GTA 6 cost? Is it really going to be $80 or $100? This is the debate that won't die, so let's be honest about it. For years, analysts have speculated that GTA 6 could be the game that finally pushes the standard price past the traditional ceiling, from $60 or $70 up to $80, $90, or even $100 for a standard edition. The argument is that a product this ambitious, with this much demand, has more pricing power than any game in history and could charge more while still selling tens of millions on day one. Here's what's actually confirmed: nothing. Rockstar and Take-Two have deliberately not announced a price. Take-Two's leadership has spoken approvingly of variable and dynamic pricing, charging what a product is worth while committing to no specific number. That ambiguity is strategic. It keeps the conversation alive and preserves flexibility. So anyone telling you GTA 6 is definitely $100, or definitely $70, is guessing. The honest truth is we don't know the price yet, and Rockstar is keeping us guessing on purpose. My educated read: a standard edition somewhere in the $70 to $80 range feels most likely, possibly with a premium price that other publishers then follow, reshaping the whole market. But there's a real argument Rockstar keeps the base price accessible to funnel the largest possible audience into the online mode, where the real long-term money lives. Whatever they charge, history says day one demand will make it look like a bargain in hindsight. The price question matters, but it won't dent the launch. Question 24. What about editions and pre-ordering? How should I buy it? Expect the standard modern blockbuster lineup: a base edition, plus deluxe and collector's editions with physical goodies, and premium tiers likely bundling online currency and early access. This is where publishers extract maximum revenue, not by pricing the base game sky high, but by offering superfans progressively more expensive ways to spend. The real premium question might be answered by a collector's box, not the standard edition. None of the specific editions are confirmed yet, so watch for the official reveal closer to launch. On pre-ordering, here's my practical advice. Given the scale of this launch, preloads will matter enormously. The install is rumored to exceed 150 gigabytes, so a digital pre-order that preloads ahead of time saves you from watching a download bar at midnight while the whole planet floods the servers. Physical collector's editions will sell out and get scalped, so if you want one, act early. But there's no need to rush a pre-order months out for the base game. You can wait for reviews if you want, since this game will not sell out digitally. The smart, boring move is the best one: decide your edition in advance, pre-order digitally when you're ready, preload early, and book the day off if you can. Avoid scalpers, avoid panic buying, and don't let fear of missing out push you into a $200 edition you don't want. 13 years of waiting deserves a calm, well-planned launch night rather than a chaotic scramble. The honest guidance: buy the edition that fits your budget, preload it, and enjoy the moment. Now let's tackle the technical questions. Can the hardware even handle this? Question 25. Can a base PlayStation 5 actually run this? and what frame rate should I expect? This is the skeptic's question, and it's a fair one. When Trailer 2 dropped, showing footage captured on a standard PS5, the reaction split between awe and disbelief. A vocal group simply refused to believe it was real-time console footage. The concern is legitimate. A 5-year-old console rendering hundreds of individual NPCs on a beach with movie-quality lighting is an enormous ask, and veteran developers have openly wondered what compromises were made. Here's the honest expectation on performance. Rockstar confirmed the footage ran on a base PS5, but trailers represent best-case scenarios, and the realistic bet for a game this ambitious is 30 frames per second on base consoles, possibly with a 60 frames performance mode on the PS5 Pro and higher-end hardware. Some crowd density may thin in actual gameplay versus the trailers. These are the normal trade-offs of pushing hardware to its limit, and we won't know the exact numbers until reviewers get real hands-on time before launch. But here's why I lean optimistic. Rockstar has done the seemingly impossible before. Red Dead Redemption 2 running on a base PlayStation 4 remains one of gaming's genuine technical miracles. They have the best optimization track record in the business, and 2 public delays specifically bought time to polish performance. So while healthy skepticism is warranted until the embargo lifts, if any studio on earth can make this run well on the console in your living room, it's this one. Expect it to run, expect 30 frames on base hardware, expect it to look astonishing anyway. Question 26. How big is the download, and how much storage do I need? This is a practical question that will matter a lot on launch night. While Rockstar hasn't given an official figure, the game is rumored to require north of 150 gigabytes of storage, and possibly considerably more once you factor in day one patches and the eventual online mode. For a world this large and detailed, a massive install size is expected. This is the biggest, densest game Rockstar has ever made, and all that data has to live on your drive. So here's the practical prep. Start clearing space on your console well before launch. If you're on a PS5 or Series X with limited internal storage, seriously consider a compatible expansion SSD, because a 150GB plus install will eat a huge chunk of your drive, and you'll want room for updates and other games. Don't wait until launch night to discover you're 40GB short. That's a heartbreaking way to miss the midnight moment while everyone else is already in Vice City. And plan the download itself. With the entire planet trying to download or unlock GTA 6 simultaneously at launch, servers and networks will be strained. A digital pre-order that preloads the game ahead of release is the single best way to guarantee you're playing at midnight rather than staring at a progress bar. The honest summary: expect a huge install, free up your storage now, consider an SSD expansion if you're tight, and preload if you go digital. A little preparation turns launch night from a scramble into a celebration. Now the future questions: what comes after launch? Question 27. Will there be story DLC and map expansions? This is a hopeful question, and the signs are genuinely encouraging. After GTA 5, Rockstar abandoned single-player DLC in favor of the GTA Online money machine. Planned story expansions for GTA 5 were quietly cancelled because online was so profitable. But insiders now suggest single-player DLC is back on the table for GTA 6, precisely because the studio's capacity has grown and the appetite for more Jason and Lucia will be enormous. So the story we get at launch might not be the last. Map expansions are the other exciting possibility. Insiders have hinted that Leonida could grow over time, new cities and regions added, finally delivering what GTA Online fans always wanted but never really got. Imagine Vice City expanding, or an entirely new area opening up a year or two after launch, renewing interest and extending the game's life. This would transform GTA 6 from a fixed product into a growing world, one that keeps getting bigger and stays relevant far longer than a normal game. It's the live service dream applied to a single-player and online hybrid. The honest caveat is that none of this is confirmed. It's insider hints and reasonable extrapolation from Rockstar's evolving strategy, not official announcements. What is clear is that GTA 6 is designed to be a platform for a decade, like GTA 5 was, and platforms need continuous content to thrive. So expect ongoing online updates for certain, and hold genuine hope for story DLC and map expansions. The bottom line, GTA 6 isn't a game you'll finish and shelve, it's a world Rockstar intends to keep building for years to come. Question 28. Are there returning characters, and how does it connect to GTA 5 and the older games? Let's clear up the lore, because it confuses a lot of people. GTA 6 exists in the HD universe, the same continuity as GTA 4 and GTA 5, not the older world of the 2002 Vice City with Tommy Vercetti. That's confirmed by details like Lucia hailing from Liberty City, the HD-era metropolis. So the classic Vice City characters technically belong to a separate rebooted reality, and a direct Tommy Vercetti appearance is very unlikely. But the HD universe is a shared world, which opens interesting doors. Could a character from GTA 5's Los Santos appear in Leonida? A cameo, a connection to GTA Online's ongoing story? It's possible Rockstar has cross-pollinated the HD universe with recurring characters, brands, and radio personalities before. Nothing's confirmed, but given how central online will be, some connective tissue to the wider HD universe world wouldn't be surprising. Lucia's Liberty City roots also tie her to the world of GTA 4, possibly hinting at deeper connections in her backstory. Here's the grounded truth, though, GTA 6's story doesn't need its past to matter. Jason and Lucia stand on their own, a self-contained story requiring no homework, no wiki, no memory of earlier games. Expect a dense layer of Easter eggs, returning fictional brands, and callbacks that reward longtime players. Rockstar always delivers those. But the new legends, Jason and Lucia, are the ones you came for, and they don't lean on nostalgia to work. The honest answer, expect references and possible HD universe connections, but don't expect the old Vice City cast to return. Now let's close with the biggest questions of all. Question 29. Will GTA 6 actually live up to the hype? This is the question underneath all the others, and it deserves an honest answer rather than blind cheerleading. No product in entertainment history has carried expectations this heavy. 13 years of waiting, world records broken before launch, a fanbase that has mythologized every pixel. When anticipation reaches this altitude, some disappointment is almost mathematically guaranteed, and the internet will crown GTA 6 a masterpiece and declare it a letdown simultaneously, within hours of launch. So let's take the doubts seriously. There are genuine risks. The technical promises might not fully survive contact with real gameplay on 5-year-old hardware. Systems that dazzle in trailers might reveal limits over 40 hours. The online might launch rough, as GTA Online famously did. And the sheer weight of expectation means even an excellent game could be judged harshly against an impossible standard. Anyone guaranteeing GTA 6 will be flawless is selling something. Uncertainty is real, and honesty requires admitting it rather than pretending the hype is a promise. But here's the case for optimism, grounded in evidence. Everything verifiable points the right way: 2 trailers of record-shattering quality running on standard hardware, a cast with more depth than any previous Rockstar game, a map that turns a whole state into a playground, systems that address the exact criticisms of GTA 5, and a studio with a 2-decade streak of delivering genre-defining masterpieces that took delays on the chin rather than ship early. The realistic debate isn't masterpiece or disaster, it's great or generational. Those are extraordinary odds. Question 30. Should I be excited, and is it worth caring this much about a video game? Let me give you my honest final answer. Yes, you should be excited, but keep an asterisk. Wait for hands-on reviews before declaring it the greatest game ever, and give it room to be excellent rather than perfect. The most likely reality is a game that mostly lives up to the impossible hype, occasionally exceeds it, and here and there falls short, which would still be one of the greatest achievements in the history of the medium. That's worth being excited about. And is it worth caring this much? Here's the thing, GTA 6 is bigger than a game. It's a genuine cultural moment, the kind that happens maybe once a decade, where the whole world briefly turns its attention to the same thing. Being part of that, understanding it, sharing the anticipation with millions of others, that's a real and rare kind of collective experience. Whether or not the game is perfect, the phenomenon around it is already historic, and there's genuine joy in witnessing it knowingly rather than as background noise. So my final verdict across all 30 questions: GTA 6 is the most ambitious, most anticipated, most scrutinized entertainment product ever made, launching November 19, 2026, and the evidence overwhelmingly suggests it will range from very good to genuinely revolutionary. Keep your excitement, keep your skepticism, and keep your expectations calibrated but your heart open. This is the big one, it's almost here, and you now understand it better than almost anyone. Let me wrap this all up. So there you have it, the 30 biggest questions about GTA 6, answered as honestly and completely as the available information allows. Let's do a quick recap of what we actually know versus what remains a mystery, because that distinction is the most valuable thing you can carry away from this hour. Being able to tell the difference between confirmed fact and educated speculation is what separates someone who understands GTA 6 from someone who just repeats hype and rumors. Here's what's confirmed and solid. The release date, November 19, 2026, on PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, no PC at launch. The setting, the state of Leonida, 6 distinct regions, the largest and densest GTA world ever. The protagonists, Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos, a dual-playable modern Bonnie and Clyde, with Lucia as the first female lead of the modern era. The supporting cast, the return of animals and dynamic weather, the centrality of the online mode. These are the pillars you can build your expectations on with confidence. And here's what remains genuinely unknown. The exact plot and ending, fiercely guarded. The villain, completely hidden. The precise depth of systems like the phone, the robberies, the police, and the character switching, glimpsed but not fully confirmed. The price, the additions, the exact performance numbers, and the future of DLC and expansions, all still to be revealed. These are the mysteries the final marketing push and the reviews will answer in the run-up to launch, and honestly, the not knowing is half the fun right now. The through line across all 30 answers is this: GTA 6 is shaping up to be a generational leap in nearly every dimension: scale, story, systems, technology, and cultural weight, built by the one studio with the resources and patience to attempt it. The realistic expectation isn't perfection, it's a game ranging from excellent to revolutionary, wrapped inside a cultural phenomenon that's already historic regardless of the final review scores. That's a remarkably strong position for any piece of entertainment to be in before release, and it's why the whole world is watching. My advice as we count down to November: stay informed but stay skeptical, enjoy the anticipation without letting it curdle into impossible expectations, and prepare practically: clear your storage, plan your purchase, book the time. And whatever happens on launch day, remember that you're witnessing a genuine milestone in the history of the medium, one you now understand from every angle. That understanding turns a game release into a front row seat at something historic. Not many people get that perspective, and now you have it. If this hour answered your questions and cut through the noise, do me a favor, like the video so it reaches the next person searching for real answers, and subscribe, because between now and launch I'm covering every angle of this game: the full documentary on how it got here, the complete tour of the map, the deep dive on the characters, the breakdown of every gameplay system, and why it will change gaming forever. They're all on the channel right now. And drop your own biggest remaining question in the comments. I read them, and I might answer it in the next video. Thank you for spending this hour with me. I'll see you on November 19th, and I'll see you in Vice City.